When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Hello, everybody. Here at One Hit Thunder, we're committed to creating the best experience for our listeners. To help us learn more about you and what you want to hear, please head to surveymonkey.com/r/FPZY5JQ to take a short survey. Your feedback helps us improve the show and supports the sponsors who make this show possible. As a thank you, you'll be entered into our monthly drawing to win one of 2 $50 gift cards. If you want a chance to win one, go ahead and grab a pen and jot down this address: surveymonkey.com/r/FPZY5JQ. And thanks for helping us grow the show. The Heights was a short-lived TV show about a diverse 7-piece band that aired on Fox in the early 90s. Each episode ended with a music video that kinda encapsulated the whole episode, and at the end of the pilot episode, a young actor named Jamie Walters sung a song so powerful that it would be the end of the road for, well, End of the Road from Boyz II Men's epic 13-week run at #1 on the Hot 100. How Do You Talk to an Angel would then become the show's theme song by the 3rd episode, and this fictional band was topping the charts. Funny enough, the show is called The Heights, and the band lives in an undisclosed place called The Heights, but they never actually say that it's the band's name on the show. It's unclear if the band even had a name. It didn't matter. Despite the song's massive success, the show was canceled after 13 episodes, and we're left to wonder how many more hits the show could have spawned if Aaron Spelling hadn't given up on it. This week, we're joined by the married couple of Jim Logrando and Trisha Novy to decide if there were even more heights that could have been reached if this television band could have gotten that season 2 renewal.
At night I dream, and she is there, and I can feel her in the air. One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
So, in the history of One Hit Thunder, we're in our 6th year? Is that right, Matt? Or are we now in our 7th year? It doesn't matter. Either way.
I think 6. I think we're in 6.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I don't know if I've ever done more preparation for an episode than I have for this episode today.
Which is hilarious, given that this is not a real band with no album really to listen to.
Yes. Today, we are welcoming our friend Jim Logrando here to talk about The Heights, How Do You Talk to an Angel? And I instantly realized, I guess I knew this back in 1992, that this was not a real band who sang this. Although, this song, I don't know if I'm imagining this. I feel like this song has kind of stuck around. Like I would still hear this occasionally. I don't know if I'm just imagining that. But I was reminded that this was the theme song to a television show called The Heights that was on Fox back in the day. And
12 episodes.
there might be 13,
right.
something like that.
Well, sorry, 13th episode did not air. Got canceled before the run of the first season.
Okay. This was actually the theme song of that show. And yes, The Heights was a musical drama that aired on Fox from August 27th until November 26th of 1992. Now, Jim, I
Yes.
believe that your wife, Trisha, was maybe a watcher of this show. Were you?
Yeah, she definitely was. Her story with it is hers of sorts, but it was like she watched the show. But honestly, after we talked about it and watched a little of it together, I think that this show definitely has some folks, myself included, fall victim to that Mandela effect thing where you thought, like I always thought The Heights came after 90210 as a spin-off as part of 90210, and it's absolutely not the case of any of that stuff. That's how that happened. It's like it's a reverse thing. We can talk about that at some point. Why not? But like she definitely remembers the actor who plays Alex, the main character, because he was on The Heights, which was a TV show done by Aaron Spelling, who of course did 90210.
Right.
And they brought him as a character on 90210, but wasn't the guy from The Heights.
Right.
He was a different like person with a different artist story arc. And that is 100% what she remembers everything about. And sort of with The Heights, because at the time of when she would watch these programs, she wasn't allowed to, like her parents wouldn't let her stay up late to watch 90210 and all of that. So she would hide in her room by covering like the light that would come out from under the door, like putting a towel or something down, and then just watch all the stuff with it. So she had a lot. Well, we'll see if she has anything to come and say. Okay. But she had a lot to talk about when it has to do with Jamie Walters. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jamie Walters.
When he came on to do all that.
The thing that's very interesting about this show, or not this show really, because I didn't watch it. What's interesting about
you got to watch it because you're in for a treat.
What's interesting about this song is that it hit number 1, and it was the first TV show theme song to hit number 1 since 1985 with Miami Vice, and was the first time a fictional band hit number 1 since 1969 with the Archie's Sugar Sugar. So like this was crazy, right? It's about to get a little bit crazier because I found some really interesting stats about the year 1992 and when this peaked. First
Nice.
off,
Okay.
in 1992, a total of 12 songs hit number 1 on the Hot 100, a record low since the debut of the Hot 100. This is the most recent year, so all the way up to 2026. 1992 was the most recent year that no artist had more than a single song hit number 1 on the Billboard charts. What makes this even more insane is that The Heights hit number 1, ending a 13-week streak from Boyz II Men, End of the Road.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, were dethroned from Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You that had a 14-week run at number 1. So like this song is just basically a cliff note in between two of like the craziest Billboard chart runs of the 90s. And one last little factoid here. Additionally to The Heights, they were one of seven bands that earned their first number 1 hit that year. The rest being almost all one-hit wonders. Right Said Fred, Mr. Big, Vanessa Williams, Criss Cross, Sir Mix-a-Lot, and then the odd man out, Boyz II Men, End of the Road was the first number 1 that they had. I'm sure they had many, many more as 2 years later their album 2 was released. But crazy year in music for this song to like kind of be as massive as it was.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I started this episode by saying this might be the most research I've ever done for an episode because I knew that we were going to record this episode. And I knew that I found out that this show only lasted like one season or like half a season or whatever. I tried to watch the entire series. I got to episode 10, and then we had to record this episode. One thing, this just came to mind while you were reading those stats, Matt. You brought up Right Said Fred, who we obviously did an episode about a long time ago. There is an episode of The Heights where the Right Said Fred video is playing kind of in the background, and two of the lead character girls are kind of like singing along to it. That happens within this episode. So I want to talk about this show because now I just, like, I'm in the thick of it. I'm going to actually finish watching this, what is left of this series, even though we'll have already recorded this episode, because I'm already in deep now. But for anyone who doesn't know, all the episodes are on YouTube, and you can watch them. You can watch them. They look like shit. I'm going to give you fair warning. But, and we're going to talk about this, just watch it, because watch it for the commercials alone. Now, there's a couple of the uploads that don't have the commercials included, but as you get further into the series, the commercials are intact, and oh my, it is such a throwback, such a wave of nostalgia. Now, Jim, did you get a chance to actually watch any episodes?
I did. I watched the first 3 episodes,
Nice.
and I wish I could have watched more as we got into it, because I love how, as you watch it, the throwbacks, it'll be like the credits come on. It'll be like, he's big and has big red shoes. Hobie the Clown is back on In Living Color Sunday night.
I love you brought that up. I was going to bring that up. The fact that, like, the credits are rolling and then this voice comes over the credits, like, talking about, like, some other show on Fox. And I got to tell you, the In Living Color commercials that come on, dude, I remember, obviously, the early 90s, there's tons of problematic stuff. I did not remember that they actually used this as a commercial for In Living Color. Damon Wayans plays a character called Handyman. Do you guys remember Handyman?
No.
Nope.
Dude, it is a character, a handicapped / like, I guess, Down syndrome character, like, who's a superhero. Dude, it is the most offensive, horrible thing. And I mean, whatever. It was the early 90s, but I was like, oh
Fox
my,
on the edge.
oh my God, Handyman.
So you guys were talking about, Jim, you were talking about, like, the voiceover that happens as the credits were rolling, which was like a big thing of the 90s. One of my absolute favorite ones of those, obviously it's me, so it ties to the Muppets a little bit. In the 80s, they made a Christmas special called Muppets Family Christmas. It's not available anywhere. So if you want to watch it, you have to watch a YouTube rip. And whoever uploaded the most popular of the YouTube rips, at the end, it's like all the Muppets are like, "Merry Christmas, everybody," and it's like playing like da 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 da, and then the music fades out, and the voice is just like, "She has to choose which one of her sons to save. Tune in tonight on Nightline." And you're just like, what? It's such a jarring shift from joy to sadness and voiceover.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas all. I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson. Later on Nightline, it's a controversy about life and death. Do you keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be used to save the lives of others?
Oh my God, those were the best.
They are the best. They're like, the Associated Press calls it a 10.
Hey, I got to tell you guys, we're going to talk about the show. Man, I have so much to talk about. But I got to tell you, since we broached this subject, the commercials. First of all, something we've talked about. Jim, were you the guest for Tarzan Boy on the show?
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
I
Dude,
sure was.
I saw the Listerine Tarzan Boy commercial.
Oh, sick. Oh, man. I can't wait to see that. Bringing it back.
Are you going to keep watching it?
I'm going to have to, I think. I don't know if Trisha will keep watching it, because halfway through the second episode, she was like, I can't handle this anymore.
Dude.
And she went, but I was like, look, I'm in.
I'm telling you, I thought when it first started in the first, like, that first scene of them, like, at practice, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to watch this. But I'm telling you, this is a little bit of a spoiler. It does get like kind of bearable and kind of good. Like a good's a stretch. Good's a stretch. But like for the early 90s Aaron Spelling produced show, like I was like, okay, I would have stuck with this in the way I stuck with Gilmore Girls or Dawson's Creek or whatever. Whatever. But commercials. I want to talk about some commercials. Dude, first of all, this makes sense considering who they were probably targeting. So many MaxiPad commercials. So many. Like, and I haven't seen a MaxiPad commercial in a long time. But, dude, they're always so, like, I'm thinking about, like, I'm 12 years old. I probably don't understand a lot about menstruation. I'm trying to think, like, what was I thinking about, like, the demonstrations in the commercials of them, like, pouring liquid on a MaxiPad and, like, the wings and stuff. I'm like, oh, my God, these are so, like, they're so weird. I saw several commercials for the Ben Stiller show. In fact,
oh, nice.
In fact, Jim, if you stick with it, he even introduces. Now, do you guys remember how like you'd have characters from another show introduce another show on the network?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely a thing on TGIF. Like the cast of Family Matters would introduce like the episode of Full House coming on or whatever, or Balky and Larry would introduce this episode of Step by Step or whatever. Ben Stiller introduced the episode of The Heights. And so the Ben Stiller show was on around this time.
Ben Stiller show, which only had a few recurring sketches, and one of them was a weekly sketch making fun of Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay.
And shows like The Heights. I think the Ben Stiller show ran 13 episodes that same season and was canceled.
Wow.
So also did not do well, but just a quick, in case no one knows who the cast and the writers for the Ben Stiller show was, it was only 4 people doing all the sketches, and it was Ben Stiller, Andy Dick, Janine Garofalo, and Bob Odenkirk, and the writing staff was Ben Stiller, David Cross, Bob Odenkirk, Starburns from Community, and Judd Apatow. That was the entire writing staff. That's how Mr. Show started, was Bob Odenkirk met Dave Cross while working on the Ben Stiller show, and then went off and did their own sketch comedy show.
Nice. I like that you called him Dave Cross, where you called David Grohl David.
Dave Cross, Judd Apatow. Dave Cross and Judd Apatow. Hey, yeah. I also saw a, not to interrupt you, Jim, but I also saw
you're good.
A Mario Paint commercial. I was like, wow, Mario Paint. And get this, it totally makes sense. There were commercials. Think about this. November of 1992, there were freaking election-related commercials, and there was election night episodes of Married with Children and In Living Color. There was an episode of Married with Children where they vote. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is Bill Clinton getting elected during the run of this show. Dude, this is such a moment in time. This show only ran for 13 episodes. Ben Stiller's show only ran for 13 episodes. The election happened in this moment. The Heights, a TV theme song by a not real band, knocks out Boyz II Men on their epic run of 13 weeks at number 1 before Whitney Houston takes over. Like, what a moment this is. Yeah. What a wild little moment.
I wish that we had more info, and maybe you guys do. I couldn't seem to find it, about just like what they were doing with this music and how it was out there and even did that. Like, meaning, so we got to get into The Heights to even just talk so people even know what it is. So anybody who didn't check this out or knows what the heck it is on Fox, they had a TV show that was basically the TV show California Dreams, but like for adults or something. So I don't know if you guys remember that show whatsoever. Yeah. It was like so Saved by the Bell was on NBC on Saturday mornings. And then they eventually put some show on that came on after it called California Dreams. That was basically if the Zack Attack band from Saved by the Bell was a show that didn't have anybody from the Saved by the Bell, but was just following kids in California and how they had this band and they were going to make it and all that stuff. And I remember that it just had way too much romance for me to care about it at all. So I didn't watch it whatsoever. But the folks that did all the music for that show are the people that made all the music for The Heights and had that going on. And the guy's name is Steven Tyrell. He and his wife made the music for The Heights. And then this song was the hit. And you had mentioned it before that it was the theme song. Technically, it wasn't the theme song until like 6 or 7 episodes in, when they realized that people liked it so much that they made it the theme song to the show. Now, I guess what I was saying when I was asking about, I don't know which the details of it are, is like, were they already sending it to radio, or were people listening to it and like, God damn, this song is catchy, and they're just playing it, and then it just goes from there? I don't even, because it doesn't even seem like some quote from Aaron Spelling was like, we thought the show was going to sell the record, and that really wasn't the case. Well, I don't know what was the plan.
It's almost, I'm trying to like figure it out in my head as well. We are at the time where people can actually call a radio station and request a song at this point, right? And I mean, obviously you can never discount the rabid fan base of teenagers calling to request a song that they want to hear on the radio. So maybe it was that. Maybe it was like, this song happens on the first episode. I think it's important that it's the song from the first episode, right? Because
it doesn't happen in the first episode. Yes, that's the whole thing. It's like, what's weird about all this too is, dude, instead of us like having to go down some rabbit hole and talk to some songwriter, and he's like, oh, I was feeling about this particular thing. Like, we know why the song exists because of episode 1.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
so
what goes behind it and how it spills out of the guy's head.
All right, so here's my theory. Here's my theory now. I think that they created a show and they thought, all right, with this show, every week we're going to have a song that like we're going to ship to radio. So episode 1 comes out, they ship this song to radio. It starts doing phenomenal. But like tracks 2, 3, and 4, shockingly, the Natalie song doesn't catch fire quite the way that How Do You Talk to an Angel? And I think that in a moment of panic, as they're seeing like the viewership decline, they're like, we got to make Talk to an Angel the theme song for the show. Maybe that'll like spike the viewership back up because people care about this one song. But obviously it was too little too late by the time they started doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. It would be wild for them to have a new single every single week. Like, the album exists. There is an album.
Yes.
It has 14 tracks on it. And I can't imagine they would have tried to ship 14 different songs to radio, but they only needed the first one. I guess they were just hoping that was going to do so well that people would tune in each week and then just love some other thing, and then that would propel the album somewhere. But I mean, dude, who knows? They were trying to catch lightning in the bottle with another one of those tracks.
But as you said, there was an album with 14 tracks, so they don't even have to issue 14 singles. They send that album to the radio stations and hope that at the end of each week, people call in requesting whatever the newest song is from The Heights. And I think that just straight up never happened.
Well, I think we should say just real quick, just about The Heights as a quick background. So The Heights was this TV show that was on Fox. It was on Thursday. Why I even remember it existing, and probably even this song, is Thursday nights was the night The Simpsons was on. So The Simpsons were on, and then Martin was on, and then this came on after that, if you stuck around. And I was reading something that basically it was like Martin gave it such a big lead in that immediately dropped off within the first 15 minutes of it being on, that like people didn't stick around to watch it because it didn't think. But so The Heights was like a group, a super diverse group of young adults. They're not in high school. They're not in college. They're in that middle ground of like, I didn't go to college, but I'm still an adult and I got to navigate myself around this world. And they all had these working class gigs.
Yeah. Like
the saxophone girl who is the, I guess the what do you call it? The protagonist of the how do you talk, the angel
Rita.
that you need to talk to?
Rita.
Yeah,
Rita.
Rita.
Rita's actually, Jim, I'll correct you. She was the muse of it. It is who who it was written about, which it started as a poem. So Alex, played by Jamie Walters, actually was at a poetry night, and all the other people from the Heights came to that poetry night because he wasn't in the band when the series started. And he read this poem while staring directly at Rita and reading the poem that was definitely about her. And then he comes to practice with the poem, and instantly it is this song. Like, they ask him to play along or whatever. But okay, you can continue.
When that happened, in that moment when he reads that poem, the one dude in the band who's like the goofball
JT.
guitar, or not not JT, the guy who does all the recording of he's like the
Lenny.
keyboard guy that runs all that stuff. Lenny. Lenny just jumps up and is like, he's so taken by this poem. I thought that he ended up writing the song, and it wasn't even the case. It was just like, he was just so taken by this poem and knew that it was gonna be worth something down the road. So he just wanted to keep it in the back of his mind.
Can I stop you right there to read the poem, which then turn into the lyrics of the song?
Yes, please.
The poem that he is reading at that turn into the song are, I hear her voice in my mind. I know her face by heart. Heaven and earth are moving in my soul, and I don't know where to start. Tell me the words to define the way I feel about someone so fine. How do you talk to an angel? How do you hold her close to where you are? How do you talk to an angel? It's like trying to catch a fallen star. There you go.
That's just beautiful.
It is. That I know I would be overtaken, but Jim, you're doing a great job but I do have to say, Hope from the band, man, I know way too much about this show.
You did watch 10 episodes in a week.
Hope who's look, the ladies of everybody on this show is hot. I'll give them that. Like, everyone is they're hot people around 22 to 24 years old or so. Hope is the hot blonde girl on the show. She's kind of like the hippie. She's trying to write like these songs, but no one takes her songs seriously. JT has the long hair. He's kind of like the badass womanizer who works in the garage. His dad was in Vietnam, and he's kind of like a shitty dad. Dude, there's so much. But basically,
so much.
The main thing you touched on here in the first episode is that Jamie Walters' character, Alex, is so taken by Rita. Rita is in the band. She is the saxophonist in the band, that he writes this song, this poem for her that becomes their big song. And I love the end of every episode. Matt asked me if this was the case, and yes, it is the case. The end of every episode is like they play a song that kind of sums up something from the episode, and it basically turns into a music video for that song, which is exactly what happens with this. But I love that Rita is playing the smooth saxophone to a song about her.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Also, like, he goes, as I said, I didn't mention, just like they all have these crazy blue collar jobs. Like Rita works at a big rig dispatch. Like, she's like in some thing, like calling out and making sure trucks are coming into deliveries and stuff. It's such a wild choice for all these things. And I wonder with these bands. Okay, I guess we're just talking about the one song, which they Alex comes to practice and they're like, "Well, did you try to put your poem to music?" And he's like, I guess I kind of tried to come up with something. Why don't we see how it fits? And then like picks up the guitar, and then that song just drops out of him.
Yeah,
absolutely, exactly perfect, the way we've all heard it.
Of course,
everybody in the band is just listening around. Oh yeah, like maybe the bass plays like this.
Yeah,
maybe the sax solo comes in right now.
I mean, this is the suspension of disbelief that you have to accept in this world. When you write a song, it's someone hands you a piece of paper and you go, well, this is pretty good. And then instantly everyone knows how to play it. And instantly you are into the music video. You have to accept this premise. If you're going to come in as a hater on that premise, then you're not going to like this show. But I will tell you, if you can accept that reality and you stick with the show, you're going to find yourself being like, oh man, JT and Hope, will they, won't they? Dizzy, the drummer, Dizzy, you find this out in the first episode, he gets his girlfriend pregnant, and it's a big plot point of him like proposing to her and dealing with the parents and all that kind of stuff. You have Stan Lee, not to be confused with the Marvel Comics Stan Lee. Stan Lee, he's the bassist in the band. He's deciding whether to go to music school in Chicago or take over his dad's pool hall.
Big decisions, man.
Yeah. Now Stan is the one actor on the show who actually has had a pretty long career. And actually,
Jim, do you know this man's name is Alex? Is it Alex Desert or Dessert?
See, I think it's Desert or something because it has the accent.
Oh, it does have the accent.
So
Good
I'm not totally sure.
Okay,
but,
are you familiar with who this person is, though?
I am. I was going to say, yeah, he's one of the singers in Hepcat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and he's in Swingers. He's the guy in Swing. I mean, he's been in so many things as an actor. He's like made it as a bigger actor outside of Hepcat. Like he's the guy in Swingers. He's like he's the guys like the party's dead anyway. Or like he's in Becker. He was in like basically every episode of that TV show with Ted Danson.
He's Jeremy Piven's right hand man in PCU. He's part of the crew, and for people my age who grew up watching TGIF, a lot of us remember him as one of the teachers in Boy Meets World. He was
oh yeah, he was
for like 2 seasons. He was their teacher.
Yeah, well, something I was noticing with this too is there are 7 fucking people in the Heights.
Yeah.
Like there's 7 of them at least. I think there's only 7, but it makes sense because Go ahead.
Let me break it down for you, Jim. You got Dizzy on drums. You got Rita on sax. You got Alex, a.k.a. Jamie Walters, on guitar and vocals. You got Stan on bass. You got Lenny on keyboards. He also is always recording in the streets. He has a microphone, and he's always recording like samples in the streets of things.
Yeah, that's how we have all those samples today. It's because Lenny was out there taking the microphone to the
He's
basketball.
Doing God's work out there.
Yeah, he was like hitting a wrench on a pipe.
You got JT, who's like the shredding guitarist, and then you got Hope, who also she's guitarist, she's singer songwriter, folksy, whatever, trying to make her song. The band isn't feeling her songs or whatever, which is crazy because I do got to say, I insisted that you guys checked out a couple other of the songs. One of them being a song that one of the plot points is Lenny, who's like kind of the weird guy in the band. He brings a song about a girl, Natalie, who we get to meet in episode 2. Natalie, oh, she's pretty. It's like the worst song you've ever heard in your life. And it's one of the songs on the album, of course. And then episode 4 deals with, now we find out that Jamie Walters' character, Alex, actually comes maybe from the streets. He's maybe at some point experiences some homelessness in his life, and we have an episode that really deals with homelessness where he takes a young unhoused boy under his wing and tries to help him. And that song is the song.
Does he help him like give him a place to stay?
He kind of like tries to convince him to go back home because I believe he's a runaway. They never like tie up that loose end. The episode kind of ends with him putting him on a bus and insisting he goes back home. But there's a real serious song about like living in the streets at the end of that episode.
Is it called Living in the Streets is Hard when your heart's broken?
No, that's Vipers. That would be a Vipers song. Deep cut.
That's definitely the best song about living in the streets.
That's true. But this, I gotta say that all of the songs from the Heights that are all on the album, they are wildly different in stylistically. The band has no sort of like no focus on what style of music are we going to make here.
Dude, you are dead on. This is exactly what I think Doomed the Heights, outside of the actual TV show premise and all of that, is. It is a band that doesn't know what the hell songs they're trying to play. There's 7 people in the band, and each person gets some sort of representation on it, which I think, so I was trying to look at this. There's an album you can all go check out wherever you're streaming albums at that's from this, that contains How Do You Talk to an Angel, and then all of the other songs that I presume are on the show, because Natalia is on it, and Battleground, which is one of my probably my second favorite on it.
Okay.
But like each, I think on the record with 14 tracks, each character gets 2 songs. So like if you go through it, there's 2 Alex songs, and there's 2 Lenny songs, and there's 2 like, so everybody, but they all have such different taste and style. It's not cohesive in any way. Like in episode number 2, as we get down to it, like, so all right, so they got How Do You Talk to an Angel, and we already know that's, I mean, it's a smash hit, and then people are like, well, let's bring these other songs, and then what the girl, the blonde girl,
Hope,
whose name is escaping me, Hope brings this song called Common Ground that's basically like Tori Amos, and then wonders why people are kind of like not feeling it. And I'm always like thinking, people are like, you heard How Do You Talk to an Angel, right? Like, it should sound a little bit in that direction, but instead it's other thing. And then like part of the story is with their will they, won't they, is that JT wants to write this song with her, and he does by basically taking it and turning it into a hair metal song from the early 90s. That's basically what it is. It's like it sounds like the band Firehouse is what it sounds like.
Yeah, man, I love Firehouse.
I mean, I love Firehouse too. That's why I was like, man, this song is up my alley. But I also know that at the time that it came out, it was basically at the very end of that. They were like, let's take the like Nirvana's Nevermind has already been out for an entire year.
I know.
Number 1, right? So yeah, so like it's on it. They're like, how about we take a song that sounds like every band's last dying breath and put it in there, and we're gonna have it, and we're gonna see what it does.
Dude,
wait, why didn't this work?
I was thinking that too when I was thinking about the moment where this was happening, like the elections take up all this stuff. I'm like, wait a second, Nirvana is like huge at this moment, and this band, which that in itself is impressive, that this song, How Do You Talk to an Angel, became a number 1 song at this moment. Like, that is crazy. And dude, there's so many things. First of all, dude, on the show, this song it's not like any of these songs on the TV show are a hit within the universe on the show. On the show, they are getting together. They have never played a concert yet. They have never played a show. In fact, they just get together, write music in this like warehouse, and it is not until episode 10, the wedding of Dizzy and his pregnant girlfriend, that they play. That is their first show, playing at the wedding. So in the universe of the Heights TV show, none of these songs are hits. They're just songs that theoretically have not even been recorded yet. They've just like played them perfectly at practice. That is it. And this whole thing about us talking about how the band has no direction in their sound, there is a little Easter egg. And man, I wish I would have written down what episode and what the line was. One of these characters makes reference to like, oh, we have no direction in our song. Like we have no sound or direction we're going toward. They actually, within the script of the show, make reference to what we're talking about. So that was one of those things where I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Like the characters in the show know what's up. I just thought that was kind of cool and funny. But Jamie Walters, let's talk about Jamie Walters for a second here, because the Heights is who is credited as the artist. When this song blows up, when you look at the charts, it is the Heights, even though theoretically it's Jamie Walters who's singing this song. And I got to say, you brought this up, Jim, that Steve Tyrell was hired by Aaron Spelling to be, he's a singer-songwriter, he's a record producer. That's who Aaron Spelling brought on to do the music for this show. Now, I didn't know about the California Dreams thing. Of course, I remember that show. Dude, the theme song for California Dreams is, if for anyone who doesn't know, it's surf dudes with attitudes, kind of groovy. Smooth. It's like mellow moods. If you don't know this song, you don't know this song or this show, Matt? California Dreams? Wow.
Not even a little bit.
Wow. You know that song, right, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, I remember it from the show again, but like I didn't spend enough time with that show because, again, at the age that I was when it was on, there was just so much romance happening on that show that I was like, this is just not interesting to me.
Okay.
So I'm just not going to watch it.
But I do want to say that this Steve Tyrell, who wrote, him and his songwriting team, 2 other people that were involved in writing How Do You Talk to an Angel, they insisted that Aaron Spelling cast Jamie Walters after the audition because they said, Steve Tyrell said, this guy looks like James Dean and sounds like Bryan Adams, and he can act. That was their pitch about Jamie Walters. And yes, go look at Jamie Walters. He's obviously a hot guy. He's very cute, I gotta say.
The James Dean thing specifically, because at first when I saw him, I was like, is this a Luke Perry spinoff? Like, he looks close enough to like the other Beverly Hills 90210 leads that it totally makes sense why this is like in the same general universe of those shows, even if it's technically not, as Jim is telling us.
No, absolutely. So that being said, let me bring on a special guest. I'm going to let her sit here and put on the headset and stuff so she can talk specifically about Jamie and into the 90210 universe with some things that I think are very interesting to hear about him and where it sort of ended up. In a way, you know, whether this is true or not true, it definitely seems like it's the case of what might have happened with this guy in the rest of his career.
Hey there, One Hit Thunder listeners. Are you ready to take your music to the next level? Well, get ready to rock because this episode is brought to you by DistroKid, the ultimate digital music distribution service for artists like you. With DistroKid, you can easily upload your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, reaching fans all around the globe. But that's just the beginning. DistroKid offers a ton of awesome features like Hyperfollow, which helps you promote your releases and get pre-saves on your songs, all for free. But wait, there's more. The DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. This powerful tool allows you to put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time. But that's not all. DistroKid has just launched a brand new feature called Instant Share, allowing you to easily share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more. With Instant Share, you can keep your music streaming at the highest quality while making the best impression possible. So what are you waiting for? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities. Possibilities that I know all about because I've been using DistroKid for years. It's seriously great. If you haven't used it before, you're going to love it. And One Hit Thunder listeners get an exclusive offer, 30% off your first year with DistroKid by signing up at distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder. That's distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder.
Hey, One Hit Thunders, Thunderheads, Thunder Buns. All right, I'll just go with One Hit Thunder listeners. This is Krista Makes, guitarist and vocalist for Less Than Jake, and host of Krista Makes a Podcast, a songwriting podcast where every week I'm joined by an amazing guest to break down the writing, recording, and release of one iconic song that they have written. In our giant evergreen back catalog of episodes, we've had rock legends such as Dee Snider and Huey Lewis, punk rock favorites such as Mark Hoppus, Fat Mike, and Brett Gurewitz, up-and-coming artists of today such as Liz Stokes of the Beths and Genesis Owusu, and even some of the artists that have been featured on One Hit Thunder. The show is even produced by One Hit Thunder host Chris Fafalius. What more could you possibly ask for? Krista Makes a Podcast is available for free on all the places you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out every Monday. I guarantee you'll like it. or we'll give you your money back.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Trisha.
We went from one of our most frequent guests to a first-time guest, just like that, through the power of editing.
Trisha, I'm so excited that you're here. Now, I got to tell you, maybe you've been hearing Jim talk in the background about, so we kind of went over what The Heights is, but we're bringing you here because you were a 90210 watcher, right?
Yes, I would describe myself as a connoisseur of the Aaron Spelling universe.
Okay.
So, yes.
I love that. I love that. And so what I want to talk to you about is the fact that some people might have a little bit of, what do they call it when you misremember something?
The Mandela
effect about the character of Alex being some sort of spin-off from 90210 that led to The Heights. In fact, that is not the case. The Heights was its own thing that lasted 12 or 13 episodes and dropped off, got canceled. But Jamie Walters is so hot that we got to get him into the 90210 universe. And he comes into that universe as a different character, not as Alex. And that's yes, right.
And he's lovely, but I would say, like, is the acting any different? I think he's still the same character, which I think is contributing to the Mandela effect.
Okay.
But yes, very cute singer-songwriter vibes. Yes, absolutely.
Well, and I'm sure, obviously, I wasn't alive. Well, I was alive at the time, but I wasn't watching The Heights in 1992 because I was 7. But
fair.
Like, from what I can gain from the little bit that I've read, like, it's not accidental that this character seems to have been designed almost identical to their character on Beverly Hills 90210. Like, I'm sure that it was written with intent to be like, oh, this is going to be a spinoff. And then maybe somewhere along the line, someone was like, you know what? It complicates things a lot less if this is just a different person who is the same basic character, because then we don't ever have to answer questions on, like, why did you move here from Beverly Hills? Like, we just never have to address it. It's just
a lot of parallels.
Yeah,
a lot of parallels. So, like, a singer-songwriter, blue collar, which was a big part of In the Heights. He shows up to 90210 and he's a construction worker as Ray Pruitt. Yeah. He writes a lot of, like, very emotional songs. The kind of weird when you're thinking about, like, grunge is cool at the time, but, like, really leaning into that Bryan Adams sound. And also, like, doesn't have a dad, so, like, similar plot line there too. Like, they're really parallel, so I can see why people get the characters confused.
I also don't
very hunky.
I also don't think I realized that he didn't show up. In my brain, it was like, oh, he did a run on Beverly Hills 90210, and then they gave him his own show with The Heights.
No.
I am just realizing he did The Heights then brought him onto Beverly Hills 90210 like a year later.
Yeah.
As essentially the exact same character. That's crazy to me.
He shows up once they're in college. So, like, justice for Shannon Doherty. She had already left, but he shows up when they're in college and Donna Martin is dating the quarterback of the football team. And he shows up as a hot construction worker that she breaks up with the football team guy and dates him instead. So it's a real storyline.
You know, I'm seeing a thing on his Wikipedia page, and I don't feel like this was accidental, but it says in October of 1994, he started playing the role of Ray on Beverly Hills 90210. On September of 1994, he released his self-titled debut album, Jamie Walters. Well, so I'm sure that there was also a little bit of, hey, let's get me on that TV show and see if we can work another How Do I Talk to an Angel magic here with my solo album and my hit single, Hold On.
Okay, that song is better than it seems, although, like, very deep.
I would say that How Do You Talk to an Angel is a dramatically better song than Hold On, but...
Cosign. Fully cosign. This is the era of 90210 when the Peach Pit After Dark has opened. So, like, they have a nightclub. Music becomes a really center part of 90210 for a couple of years. And so he's on there playing on stage, and his character arc has some success. And then all of the dark parts of success rear their ugly head, and he pushes Donna Martin down the stairs, and the fans revolt.
That is right, because then at that point, he said, I guess to Aaron Spelling, Jamie Walters said, you either have to change the character or let me off the show, because I'm going out and trying to sell tickets to my tour, and there are teenage girls who think I am the abusive guy from the television show, and they were coming to his shows and holding up signs that said, leave Donna alone. And then, because of that, they had to redeem Ray on the show. So on the show, he apologizes to Donna, and then they have a revelation that he had been a victim of child abuse.
Yes, but at that point, there was no coming back. I mean, I sort of feel like this may be one of the only men that got canceled out of Hollywood ever for this kind of a thing. He didn't even do it, right? Like a character did it. But like he then went on to not actually be, I mean,
right.
He turned out to be a good guy in real life, right? Like this man is a firefighter and a paramedic. Like we love that. He's saving lives.
Hold on, though.
No longer there. Yeah.
Hold on, though, Trisha. I got a let me how should I phrase this? I have a little bit of a conundrum here, and I'm not going to pass judgment, okay? But let's talk about Jamie Walters here for a second.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, like you're saying, I want to like Jamie Walters, okay? The person, Jamie Walters.
Seems nice, yeah. Except
there's a little bit of a dicey thing in here about him.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Does it involve a celebrity that he was dating?
Yes.
Oh, Drew Barrymore?
Yes. So he's 23 and dating the 17-year-old Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
And not only dating her, but posing nude with her in the July issue of Interview magazine. Posing nude with a 17-year-old in a magazine.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's not great. They did become engaged that June. So he started dating her. She was 17 in March of 1992. They became engaged in June. They broke off their engagement in 1993 and split up or whatever. But like, I don't know. This is like weird. It's a little weird, isn't it?
I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
I would like to believe we've learned more in the last 30 years around this sort of piece and the age of consent. And she was a child, acting like an adult, still a child. I totally agree with you. That's some questionable behavior.
I mean,
I also feel like in this time, and this is not explanation, not excuse here. Like, I think that this was also just a very fucking weird time where we treated all child stars like they were older than their age, because this is at almost the exact same time that like Macaulay Culkin is being emancipated from his family at like 14 and just like living on his own in New York City. Like, I do feel like the early 90s, we were real fucking loose with what we allowed adult stars to do, and no one like batted an eye at that time. It doesn't make it okay. I just feel like, man, the 90s was just a cesspool when it came to like how we treated child stars in general.
They were letting Drew Barrymore in bars at that point.
Yeah.
She's 17 years old.
Well, I mean, you hear the stories of even in the 80s, like the Coreys got hooked to cocaine because they were allowed to go to Studio 54 when they were like 10 years old or something. Like, it was nuts. It was a terrible, terrible situation there.
Yeah.
I saw that same thing, Chris. I forgot to do the math. I was like, all right. I mean, it's like a 5.5 year age difference, which when you're 40 dating a 35-year-old is one thing. When you're 23 and it's a 17-year-old, it's a different world a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to talk about it, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But
it's probably for the best. Yeah.
Okay. But Jamie Walters, September of 1994, like Matt brought up, he released his self-titled debut album. The first single, Hold On, peaked at number 16. He sold over 1 million copies of his album. And I listened to the Hold On. I can't believe it. I don't remember that song. It doesn't even sound remotely familiar to me.
I think it was for the 90210 girlies. Like, I feel like that's really where that million records went. I think people were absolutely in love with Ray Pruitt until they weren't.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And I get it. These people, obviously he's a hot guy. Like, there's no doubting that. All these people on the Heights, like even JT with his long hair, he's a hot guy. Like, all these people are hot. I mean, I liked Hope when I was watching it. I'm like, I like Hope. And it's so funny. Rita, who is Alex's love interest on the Heights, I guess she's in her very early to mid 20s on that show. Something about her style and her haircut or whatever, she reminds me of like a 36-year-old or something. I don't know why. It's just something about the style at the time, I guess. But
90s were weird.
Yeah, it was strange. But I got to tell you, you weren't on here yet, Trisha. In preparation for this episode, now I heard Jim told us you couldn't make it past the first episode, basically. I wanted to watch the whole series. I am on episode 11 of the 13. Wow. I have watched, I'm a Heights connoisseur at this point.
I did watch it as a child, though. I will say, like, this is an Aaron Spelling show. Everybody is going to be hot. I mean, that's like his number one criteria for casting is either a family member or hot or both. And so I would say, like, he really leans into that. Everybody's very good looking. For me, the difficulty on this one is, one, the plot is questionable. And two, watching it off of old YouTube stuff when it's blurry and the mouth isn't synced up with the audio. Yeah. And at this point, it's like 11:30 and I've mainlined half of a cake. Like, it was time.
Okay. I get that. It is. I wish it was at least at 720p. It's in like 12p. So
it's tough.
But we were talking about like the commercials being on it. It's great. Like
A+.
I was talking, you probably experiencing this from a slightly different perspective, Trisha. The Maxi Pad commercials alone are just incredible. There's so many. Like, I sent these guys if you want to really pinpoint this moment where an election is happening, in the Ben Stiller show's happening. There is also a Sega Genesis Evander Holyfield's Real Deal boxing commercial during this. Love that. Just lots of in living color commercials that don't really hold up too well in the modern age. A lot of stuff going on at this time, but in general, really a simpler time. The fall of '92. I would say.
That's the thing. This was like appointment television. Like you either saw it or you hoped to catch it in reruns someday, which I think is part of the issue why many people didn't see this. Yeah. It got canceled so quickly and never made it to like syndication. So,
so I've got a question for you guys. Here's a very quick, they shot 13 episodes, 12 of them aired. How many episodes do you think there were of Beverly Hills 90210?
Oh, God. There's got to be like 160-ish.
Chris, what's your guess?
Man, that show felt like it was on forever. I'll go Price is Right, 161.
293 episodes, almost a 300 episode run of television. And this is, of course, not even including the spin-off Melrose Place that I think also ran for like 6 seasons.
And at least half of those are filler. Like, I missed when there was like 26 episode seasons. And if you missed one, it was okay.
Trisha, I have to ask you, you're the expert here. Something doesn't add up for me here. Why you have this show from the Aaron Spelling universe, bunch of hot people. The theme song of it is a #1 song by episode 3 of this TV show. So enough people are like buying this and calling radio stations and requesting it that the song that is featured in the first episode that becomes the theme song by the third episode is so popular that it knocks Boyz II Men off the #1 spot.
Crazy. Yeah.
Why does the show get canceled 8 episodes later? Why?
Respectfully, have you listened to the other songs?
I have. Yeah, of course.
I think that's why.
You think it's just because
I just don't think that they had another hit. I think it was really intended to be like a vehicle for making hit music too. And as much as I enjoyed this as a child, I would say like I definitely stuck a towel underneath I was not allowed to watch Aaron Spelling TV shows, so I definitely stuck a towel at the bottom of my door while I watched the TV in my bedroom that I had like commandeered from a grandparent. I definitely used to watch that late at night. I watched all of this and enjoyed it, but I don't know that the plot, as we made it through the rewatch, has got people totally hooked in.
I gotta tell you, as far as talking about what you're talking about, like not being allowed to watch it or whatever, that at first when it started, it felt real like PG. Okay, like minus the fact that Dizzy did get his girlfriend. She was pregnant, but you didn't have any lead up to that. In first episode, you're like, oh, she's pregnant, so you assume they've had sex. By episode 8 or 9, dude, I forgot to mention who is in an episode. Later on in episode 8 or 9, now Lenny's like the weirdo. He meets who becomes like his love interest is a young Pamela Adlon. Now,
wow.
And she's cute as hell on this show. Like she's like she reminds me of like a Janine Garofalo type, whatever.
Yeah.
But Pamela Adlon, if you don't know who that is, she's the voice of Bobby Hill on King of the Hill. She is from the television show, which I would highly recommend, called Better Things. She's the star of that. I like her. I like Pamela Adlon. I think she's funny. Yeah. She's on this, but within the same episode, Pamela Adlon tries to have sex with Lenny, but he like backs off. Like he's like, oh, and she's like offended. Within that same episode, Jamie Walters, the character of Alex, also does that to Rita, who like gets all like sexy and tries to cook dinner because she wants to have sex with him. Both of the guys pull away. Lenny, because he doesn't have a condom. And then when Alex does finally decide, he like breaks out a condom and like shows a condom. This is very much in the height of you gotta have a condom culture, which is cool. That's a good thing.
That's a good culture to be in, honestly.
Yeah. It's like the HIV era.
Yes.
Like we were definitely like getting that in public messaging from everywhere.
Right.
And Aaron Spelling did it too.
Yeah, but whereas it went from pretty PG at first, by this 8th or 9th episode, the sex scene of Alex and Rita, I was like, this is pretty spicy. Like, it's kind of like for network TV, kind of graphic. Like, they're definitely like both, like, I don't know, they're naked under the covers. And it's like, I'm telling you right now, even today, as a guy in my mid 40s, if I was watching these scenes with my parents, I would be like, this is a lot. This is it gets a little more risque is what I'm getting at.
I mean, justice for my parents. I should not have been watching Aaron Spelling programming at that age. Like, I was super angry then. I get it now. But I was definitely hiding in my room and making sure I could watch all of the late night programming when I was supposed to be asleep.
Okay.
Well, Chris, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It's 2 questions, honestly. Question number 1, do we have trivia? And question number 2, is it Trish or Jim that's doing trivia today?
Oh, let's put Jim back in the mix.
Okay.
This is not where I shine, but thanks for having me on, guys. I'll talk about Aaron Spelling programming anytime.
Yeah, Trisha. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I hope you'll come back. Maybe we'll do another show from the Spelling Verse or a song from the Spelling Verse at some point, maybe.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Listen, if you ever wanted to dip your toe in podcasting, you can do 293 episodes of recapping Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah.
I really fell off after the Shannon Doherty year.
There you go. Jim, you guys ready to play a game?
Yeah, of course.
How do you buzz in? Well, I don't know how you guys want to buzz in for this one if you know the
How
answer.
do you buzz in with your answer?
How about one says heights, one says angel?
Okay, that's fine. Say
All right,
whatever,
which are you?
I got nothing.
say whatever
man.
you want. You guys know the rules. If you try to answer it without the multiple choice and get it right, you get 2. But if you miss it before the multiple choice, you're going to get -1. And if you guys both agree you need the multiple choice, it will be 1 point if you get it right. There are 7 questions total. Are you guys
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
How Do You Talk to an Angel went to number 1 in 1992. And the Miami Vice theme went to number 1 in 1985. Before that, the last TV theme song to go to number 1 was in 1976 and was the theme to what show?
Oh, go.
Angel.
Wait. Who? Okay, Jim's buzzing, I guess. I'll give it to
Yeah.
Jim.
I'm going to take a stab and say it's the greatest American hero.
That is incorrect. That is -1 point for Jim.
I'm
right.
going for it. I'm going for the 2 points because I feel that confident.
Okay.
Is it Welcome Back, Cotter?
You got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn it.
I think Greatest American Hero was early 80s, Jim.
That was early 80s for sure.
Yeah.
Chart it, but I don't think it went to number 1.
I just was already in it, so I had to go for it. So let's do it.
Welcome Back from John Sebastian. That was the song. Okay.
Well, John Sebastian. I think that guy was in the Love and Spoonful.
There you go. All right.
All right.
To talk to an angel, you'd need to look into her eyes. Angel Eyes was a number 5 hit for who in 1989?
I might need multiple choice for this one.
Yeah, let's go with the multiple choice.
A. Richard Marx. B. The Jeff Healey Band. C. Roxette. Or D. Soul to Soul.
Angel?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with A.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
I'm going to take a stab. B, Jeff Healey Band.
You got it. Come on, guys.
Sick.
Jeff Healey Band from freaking Roadhouse.
That's right.
All right. You're back to even there, Jim. It's 2-0 now.
Wait.
What?
No.
Oh, Jim's even. Jim's
back to
I
0.
got confused.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, you're still winning, Matt. Don't worry.
No, I thought he said like we were tied. I was like, how is that possible?
No,
That math doesn't math.
How egregious.
What English actress is known for her roles on the Weird Science TV show and the film Kingpin?
Angel.
Go ahead.
Vanessa Angel.
Oh, Jim ties it up.
Now it's tied. Okay.
2-2. Love Vanessa Angel. Oh, my.
Dude, I remember the Weird Science TV show way more than I remember the actual movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that there was a movie at first. Like I just remembered seeing ads for the TV show as a kid. And then I was like, oh, this is a movie too. Got it. Same with Harry and the Hendersons. I would see the show all the time. I had no clue it was based on a movie as a kid.
We're talking about all these hot people, guys and girls in this episode. Vanessa Angel, like, these are like formative hot people in my life. Like,
That's
Vanessa
a really
Angel,
weird sentence to come off of mentioning Harry and the Hendersons. Is we're talking about all these hot people. over
John
here.
Lithgow, Harry.
Harry.
But seriously, Vanessa Angel was so fucking hot. Like, it's so
I
incredibly
think if your
beautiful.
last name is Angel, you're like legally required to be attractive.
Yeah. Okay. The week that the Heights hit number 1, who was humping around at number 28?
Oh, Angel.
Go ahead.
Bobby Brown.
You got it. Back up to 4-2, Matt. If you talk to an angel, love could be on the way. What Coral Springs rock band was sitting at number 17 when the Heights hit number 1 with their song, Love is on the Way?
I might need multiple choice on this.
Yeah, let's go with multiple choice.
A, Saigon Kick. B, Firehouse. C, Mad Cobra. or D, Damn Yankees?
Angel.
Go ahead.
I'm torn between two. I think it's A, or whichever one was Firehouse.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Jim, you got a 1 in 3 chance of getting a point here.
So, Saigon Kick, Firehouse,
Mad Cobra.
Mad Cobra. I mean, I'm going to have to take a guess because I can't lose any points. And the last band was what?
Damn Yankees.
It's not. I don't think it's them. It's got to be Mad Cobra.
That is incorrect. It is actually Saigon Kick.
Whoa,
Okay.
what? I thought their hit was in the 80s, not in the 90s, but hey, who knows? Saigon Kick is I think that's the band that Vince Neil killed their drummer in a drunken thing. But
wow.
anyways, that's why I thought it was earlier. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
All right, it's still 4-2 with 2 questions left. Jim, pressure's on you, man. After Drew Barrymore posed nude for the January 1995 issue of Playboy, her godfather gave her a quilt for her 20th birthday with a note that read, "Cover yourself up." Enclosed in the quilt were copies of her Playboy pictures, which had been altered so she appeared fully clothed. Who is her godfather?
Angel.
Go ahead.
It's Steven Spielberg.
Wow! Good job, Matt.
I've heard this story quite a few times.
What? Why?
Yeah,
How have you heard the story?
Just I remember because she talked about it on like a Tonight Show interview, and then every once in a while that story like would recirculate. But yeah, I always remember that that's like the first thing I think of whenever someone says like Drew Barrymore posed nude. Is I'm always like, Steven Spielberg had that magazine altered and he sent it back to her.
That is wild. What a wild story. Also, that sounds like some kind of youth group story you might have heard. I don't know.
Possibly. That's also a chance.
All right. Well, Matt's going to win.
All right.
Matt's going to win no matter what, but we'll do this just for fun.
That's fine.
Around the time that she was engaged to Jamie Walters, Drew Barrymore starred in what erotic thriller with Sarah Gilbert and Cheryl Ladd?
Angel.
Go ahead.
Is it called Poison Ivy?
It is. Good job.
Yeah.
6-4.
I was unsure if I wanted to take a risk on that.
Up all night.
And Jim, just because I felt pretty confident there wasn't going to be another Vince Neil related question, I think it's Hanoi Rocks or
Hanoi Rocks.
That's
Razzle from Hanoi Rocks. Okay, that's it. See, Hanoi Rocks, Saigon Kick.
Yeah.
very similar name. I get it. Do we even do a Thunder Blunder if it's a totally fake band that has real music?
So again, isn't it the Thunder or Blunder on the song? And then you look back into the catalog and see if there's anything that you might have missed. I mean, look, I don't know.
Natalie, oh, she's pretty. Natalie, oh.
Also, again, folks, you got to listen to this. You got to watch these shows. It's 13 episodes. I'm 3 in. I'm going to watch the other 10.
Yeah.
You got to watch.
I'll eventually. I'll put it on my list.
I mean, dude, the dichotomy between Common Ground, which was the Tori Amos style song that the blonde girl whose name I can never remember.
Hope. Put some respect on Hope's name.
Right. The dichotomy of that song and then Battleground, which the JT character creates, it's so vast and different. And I'm just like, of course they picked the other song. I
do think it would be very funny, as I'm thinking this out loud, that if all three of us watched all 13 episodes of The Heights, that the next time Punchline's at a show and we're hanging out with whatever band is headlining that show, that we should just talk exclusively about plot points of The Heights around them, because I think it would be funny.
What would you do in this scenario?
Or just always associate it to, that was like when JT and The Heights had to deal with.
I think it is totally fair game that all three of us, I'm already most of the way there, but all three of us watch the entire series of The Heights and do another episode about the series of The Heights, because in the spirit of One Hit Thunder, it is a one season show that got canceled.
Yeah.
Like it is one hit, right?
Yeah.
That is true. Man,
true.
you're talking about a whole spin-off show, Chris. We could do one season wonders. Here's a quarterly bonus series. We could talk about Freaks and Geeks. We could talk about Undeclared.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Undeclared. What a great show. Man, we just got to we'll get people back. They want to go back to the Heights, and then we'll raise the money on Kickstarter to get that second season to come back.
All the same cast.
Hey, by the way, is the Heights in Chicago, or is just Stan going to Chicago? Because it's ambiguous. Like it's some city that has like boats, but I don't think they ever say the name of the city.
You're right. You're right. It is just the Heights. People refer to it. And it's also like they refer to it as like, oh, here in the Heights, as if like it's like the slang term for where they live, like as if it's like, I don't know, something Heights, but we call it the Heights. You know, it's never
the
referred
OC.
to. Yeah, it's there's water around for sure.
Yep.
That's all we really know about the Heights. The Heights of what? We don't know. It's never made clear.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think I think we're all in agreement that the song is great and people should watch the show The Heights.
So I'll start by saying that I think that the Heights, How Do You Talk to an Angel, is thunder. It's awesome in regards to these songs. And then if you look into the catalog in the spirit of should the other songs be worthy of listening to, I would say yes. But there's 14 songs, 7 of them maybe yes, 7 of them no. We could go through the track list if we needed to, but since everyone's unfamiliar, we won't waste their time with that. But there's the Natalie song is so insane. It's something I don't know, and I might add Battleground to a playlist to listen to it in the future. I'm not sure. We'll see.
All right,
but that's my thought. What do you think?
All right, Matt, you go ahead.
I agree with Jim that the song is great. I have not gotten nearly as deep into the Heights lore as the rest, but I did listen to the songs that Chris suggested, and I watched the first 10 minutes of the first episode, and actually my favorite song was the song that they were jamming on in the first minute of the first episode. I was like, oh, this song kind of rocks. But yeah, I will watch the show. I've been bullied into it over the last hour and 15 minutes that we've been podcasting that I guess I will watch the Heights.
Yeah, you're like twisting my arm.
I won't say that the other songs I heard really won me over by any stretch of the imagination, but all right. Gentle Thunder.
You got Thunder?
Yeah,
it's so funny. I went because like instead of like sending you guys the songs, I'm like, go to 48 minutes of this YouTube to hear this Natalie song. But then I realized like, oh, wait a second. These songs are all on the soundtrack for the show. What's so funny is that just how Jim has definitely been the guy to take care of this for Punchline when it's happened, like how sometimes there'll be like this rapper Punchline and his songs come on to our like Apple Music and Spotify or whatever. So Jim has to like email with somebody and deal with it. And then he'll be like victoriously text us like, hey, I got that song removed from our thing. When you go to the Heights, there is some random band called the Heights from years later that pops up, and all of their top songs are songs from the Heights television show, which obviously isn't them. It's very confusing, and like how they are led. I don't know if they intentionally, like they're like, oh shit, let's name our band the Heights. That way, like people will stumble on our music because of How Do You Talk to an Angel or whatever. I'm going Thunder for sure.
Yeah.
Like I have to. This is so ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. I really enjoyed my rabbit hole that's not even done yet. I'm going to continue it tonight. And this is certified Thunder. So somebody's getting a certificate. I don't know if it's Aaron Spelling or Steve Tyrell or
I
Jamie
think Aaron
Walters.
Spelling's no longer with us, so it'd be the Aaron Spelling estate would get the certificate.
We're going to go set the notarized certificate on his grave.
Oh my God, and get a picture of it for the gram.
There you go.
Nice.
This has been One Hit Thunder. One Hit Thunder is hosted by Chris Fafalios of the band Punchline and produced by Matt Kelly of Geekscape.net. Underneath me, you're hearing Open Up off the Punchline album, Action. Visit punchlinemusic.com for any upcoming news on the band. Our podcast is on Patreon now. Find us at patreon.com/OHT podcast for early access to episodes, bonus conversations, and a chance to vote on future songs for us to cover. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us on any of your podcasting apps, and tune in next week for more One Hit Thunder.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.